I'm going to be telling you about my experience of how I became a medium, or how I learned that I was a medium, because I did not know that I was a medium. I was receiving a lot of messages and I was seeing a lot of dead people and all of that stuff, but I did not know that I was a medium. So my journey started when I was very, very little. I've always been very spiritual, and I've always had a lot of superpowers within me, right? Like, clairvoyance, intuition, premonitions, all of that stuff. I've always been very gifted. So, it's not a surprise that mediumship is one of those gifts, but I just did not know what was going on. Like, I really did not know. So, when I was little, I started dreaming all these dead people. They would always come to me. My gift was always more active in my sleep hours. So I started having a lot of dreams. I started going to the fifth dimension. I started going to see the dead people, going to the limbo, like really just traveling dimensions, and just going to see my dead grandma and my dead grandpa, and just me not realizing that, hey, what are you doing? Where are you going? I was just not realizing that I was going to a lot of places where me, a person, just a normal person, shouldn't be going, and that I was seeing a lot of dead people. So it's a very scary experience if you actually go into the fifth dimension where the limbo is and everything. It's a very scary thing because it's a really cold, just dark place, and there's always a lot of hands around you and just trying to grab you, trying to take the light and energy away from you because they need it. So it's a very scary situation when you do go into that place. But I didn't realize that it was something different. Like, I didn't realize. It's just like, okay, I went all the time and I did many things and I looked for dead people and helped them, but I didn't realize that I was doing something different. So it all started in my sleep, right? Whenever I was sleeping were my most active hours of mediumship. Then I started realizing, like, you know what? All these dead people always come. Maybe I'm a medium, right? And then, I've always had this gift of being, like, knowing the future, premonitions. So whenever that was happening, I would always have a lot of freaking premonitions, and they were very scary, mostly about death. I'm always having death premonitions. That's one of my strongest gifts. And, premonitions of the future, but a lot of it is like focused on the people that are going to be leaving, right? The people that are going to be passing away. So whenever this would happen, I would have one of my dead relatives come and tell me, like, hey girl, your grandma's gonna be gone in 2 weeks, or you know what, you should say goodbye to your grandma because she's gone. And they would come and tell me, and I'm like, are you sure? And she's like, yeah, but you know what, it's fine, it's okay. They would comfort me, and they would be like, I'm telling you, soon, right now, so you have time to adjust and have time to accept that this is coming. So I've had a lot of premonitions of death years ago, right? And it still hasn't happened, and I've known for like 3+ years that that person is going to pass away, and it still hasn't happened. But they keep reminding me and telling me, since it's a very close person, they want me to accept it beforehand, before it happens. So all these dead people would come and tell me all this stuff, and then I started realizing, you know what, I talk to dead people all the time. It's a lot on my sleep hours, right? But what if I'm a medium? So I started to investigate, and I started to look, like, oh my gosh, I am a medium. So I started to really just focusing on meditating and trying to talk while being awake and conscious, trying to talk to my dead relatives. So that's how I started my journey to becoming a medium, or to discovering my mediumship powers. That's how I started, because I knew everything that was going on during my sleep time, right? My sleeping hours, but then I started to transfer all of that activity to my waking hours. So a lot of you could be a medium. You could be dreaming about these people and stuff, and maybe you don't even realize it because you're thinking, oh, it only happens in my dreams. That happens all the time. It's okay. Most of you don't realize that first, like in your sleeping hours, that's where it manifests the most, because you guys are in a more relaxive state, and your subconscious and your mind and everything's kind of relaxed. So of course, for a lot of you, it's going to be starting during your sleeping phase, right? And you guys are going to be noticing a lot of dreams, just weird dreams and stuff, activities during the nighttime wherever you're asleep. But you can transfer that into your awake state. So I started doing that. I started meditating and consciously calling up my family, right? Consciously calling up my grandma and my aunt. And you know what? I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm a medium. So I started doing that. And I was like really, really just on it, right? Just doing it every half an hour and just like really, really on it. And I was like, really, really productive on that situation. So I started to see a lot of results. I was just, transferring all this activity that I was happening during my sleep time to my awake time. So I started seeing a lot of things, having a lot of, just a lot of dead people coming to me while I was awake, not just asleep. And I started getting a lot of messages, and just, it was very intense. So whatever, like, how do you become a medium? You need to figure out if you're having this dream state activity. If you're having that first, then you're gonna know that you need to transfer that activity during your sleep time into while being awake. And you need to be really consistent doing that. You need to be really, really consistent, because believe me, I was doing a lot of readings in this Facebook page. I just went there and I was doing a lot of freaking readings to everybody. I started getting sick because of it, because there was just a lot of energy, and I started getting like really just like sick, because I would not stop. I would just like do it and do it and do it and do it. I would do like 3, 4, 5, 10 readings a day, every single day. 5 in the morning, I was awake doing readings. I was just looking at pictures. What am I getting? What is the answer that I'm getting? What is the information that you're giving me? Right? I was looking at pictures of dead people and trying to, get this all this information, and I would message somebody and be like, "Hey, do you want a reading? I can help you." I was just doing a lot of the work and trying to help people and try to be like, "Yeah, I can help you," and stuff. But in the end, it was, me trying to get my gift to flourish, right? Trying to get a hold of my gift and see what I can do and practice and, get a hold of my gift. So I started doing a lot of readings, being very, very, very consistent. I would get sick because I would just not stop, and it was just so tiring. Remember, being a medium is very tiring. You need to take care of your energy. You just cannot be doing that if you're not ready for that. But if you want to become a medium, you need to go out in the field and do what you have to do, like right now, ASAP. So, and you need to be very consistent. And I'm talking about doing a lot of reading, just looking at pictures, like, okay, this celebrity, she's dead. I'm a go ahead and, okay, what is it? What is it? And you just close your eyes and you meditate, and you, okay, Michael Jackson, all right? You start calling the name of the person, and you're going to start receiving images. You're going to start receiving, maybe hear something, maybe letters right here. You're going to start seeing a lot of things. And that's how it started. I just, I went out all the way and be like, "Hey, I'm a medium, I'll help you," because I was trying to, like, focus on my gift and trying to make it flourish, right? So it was very hard, very tough. It was so tough. You would not believe it. But that's what I recommend to you. If you want to be a medium, if you want to do it fast, you have to be making, okay, grab 10 pictures of 10 people of, you know what, I used to go to Facebook groups where there's, people missing their relatives and stuff like that, or maybe spiritual groups about mediumships, and I would just offer, "Hey, do you have a picture? I can, help you with that. I can just, let's see what information pops up," right? Sometimes I would be wrong, sometimes I would be right, but it was mostly me being right about all the messages that I would get and read on the energies. Because whenever you start doing that, you start to realize that, oh, I feel this energy in this way, or I feel this energy in this way. You don't even know how to explain it. You just feel there's this energy of being sick, or you're just going to be feeling of this energy of being someone very lonely. You don't know how to explain it. You just feel it, right? So you start, getting all your powers really good and amazing, and you start noticing that everything, all the ratings are coming in a very good light, and you're like, everything, you need to trust the process. And even if you're wrong, it's okay. It don't matter, it don't matter. Don't take it like, "Oh, I was wrong. What if I'm wrong?" What I did that to, make myself more confident or not being feeling judged, I opened up a fake page. That's what I did. I did not do it under my name or anything. I do it under a fake page, and I was, if it's wrong, it's wrong. If it's right, it's right. I won't get, recognition or anything because it's right, but I won't get like judgment because it's a bad answer, right? So that's what I started doing. Just a lot of freaking readings on Facebook for everybody. Be prepared, because Facebook people, they're very ungrateful, especially with readings, with, mediumship readings, okay? You're doing it for free. You're doing all this to, get better with your gift. And they still will still be thinking that you're doing it to scam people. They're going to be accusing you of scamming people. They're going to be accusing you of lying, that you've checked online or whatever. No. So that's part of the reason why I stopped. It was because the energy was very awful within that group. It was just so horrible and awful, and people were just really, really bad, in a way of like, oh no, you scam people, you boy. I'm not even asking for money. I have never once asked for money. I'm doing this for free. How am I a scammer? They don't understand. They just think that you're scamming people's, hurts and suffering, and that you're a joke. So you guys are going to be getting a lot of that if you do decide to try to help people on Facebook. But I see no other way. Where else can you go and help a lot of people at once in Facebook? So that's what I started doing. A lot of just helping a lot of people, and that's just all the messages keep popping up. And I started seeing images, and I started hearing people, and I started seeing a lot of people. I mean, I do have a lot of gifts. I do have a lot of spiritual gifts, so that helped. And for a lot of you, it could take longer for you to get to this stage where I am right now with my mediumship. But if you're not, that's like, if you don't take longer, if you do take longer, that's fine, okay? Just realize that everyone does this at their own pace, and everyone's gonna grow, and everyone's gonna, flourish your spiritual powers at your own pace. But that's what I did to become a medium. That's exactly what I did. But I was very consistent. I was just not sleeping. I would wake up at 5 in the morning, sometimes 4:30 in the morning, and just started right away with my sessions all the freaking time. There, I started this group, and there was just a lot of people wanting a reading for free. Everybody wants a reading. They were grateful. Some they were not. It was just crazy. You could just, everybody was so impatient. Everybody's so ungrateful. Some of them were grateful, and they would leave me nice comments or so, but it was just so horrible. So I had to stop doing that. So yeah, of course, I keep doing my mediumship readings and stuff. I keep doing it. I do it on Instagram all the freaking time. But the thing is, so I could get the experience, I needed to sacrifice a lot of my time, a lot of my energy, a lot of my mental energy, because it has a lot to do with your mind. One reading for me, sometimes I would take to 40 minutes, 1 hour, to be getting all this information, because I was, growing with this, and, learning the situation. And I would just get a massive headache afterwards. It was just very uncomfortable to do it. But being completely honest, that's what I did to become a medium. Or I was a medium, but to, make my powers in a much more awesomest way, like, so I can actually give readings, right? Flourish them. So if you guys want to try that, you can do it. But I'm just, telling you, it's gonna be a lot of hard work, and there's not going to be a lot of people grateful for it. They're just going to, thinking that you guys are scammers, but you guys already know that. So yeah, that's what I did to flourish my spiritual mediumship powers. That's what I did to grow my powers and to finally give accurate messages. I had to just really put a lot of effort into that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. I hope you guys enjoyed this explanation. Give it a like, subscribe, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye.